Knowing where your customers live, that's the easy part. But knowing where your best customers live, that's a whole different story. And that's exactly what the locations report is actually designed to help you figure out. Which cities and countries are actually bringing in your highest quality customers? So let's take a look at the report and figure out where your biggest opportunities really are. At the top, you have two filtering options, cities and countries. When you're looking at cities, you can also use the country filter to drill down and see which cities are performing best within a specific country. Then you've got your KPIs, new customers, LTV, LTV 1 year, AOV, product returns, orders, and revenue. And just like any other report in RetentionX, you can also apply a specific segment or date range so you can really drill down into the data and get as specific as you want. Now, when I'm looking at this analysis, the two metrics I really like to focus on are actually new customers and LTV 1 year. The reason why is because it lets us see both how many customers a location is bringing in and how valuable those customers actually are. A common mistake brands make is focusing only on the number of new customers they're acquiring. But when you do that, you're missing a really important part of the equation, the quality of those customers. And that's where LTV 1 year really becomes valuable. LTV 1 year only looks at customers who have reached that 1 year mark. So if a location has a higher LTV 1 year, that's a really strong signal that you're acquiring the type of customers you're actually looking for. Customers who are sticking around and generating meaningful revenue within that first year. It also gives us a much more apples to apples comparison between locations. When you're looking at general total LTV, you're mixing everyone together. Someone who was acquired last week is being compared with someone who's been a customer for 2 years. By looking at LTV over the same 1 year window, we get a much cleaner picture of which locations are actually bringing in customers who stick around and continue to spend. And that's really the signal that we should be looking for. When looking at an example and scrolling down on the table, I can see that New York immediately jumps out because it's way ahead on volume, looking at around a little over 3,000 new customers. And with this, it looks great on the surface. But then we look at LTV 1 year, and it's sitting at around 509. Now take a look at Houston. Houston does have a lower number of new customers associated, only about 1,265. But look at the LTV 1 year. It's 798. That's almost $300 more per customer than New York. And that's a pretty strong signal that the customers you're acquiring in Houston are higher quality overall. And that's really the whole point of this report. The location bringing you the most customers isn't necessarily the location bringing you the best customers. If you were only looking at new customer volume, Houston probably wouldn't even be on your radar. But once we bring LTV 1 year into the picture, it suddenly looks like a pretty big opportunity. So once you've identified an opportunity like this, there is actually quite a few things you can do. So first, you can shift more budget towards it. Put more spend behind the locations that are quietly outperforming. Second, look at the underperformers. If you're spending a ton of money in a location that's bringing in a lot of customers, but those customers aren't sticking around or spending very much, it might be time to rethink that spend. And third, think beyond just advertising. If a location is consistently overperforming, maybe there's a bigger opportunity there. Maybe that's a pop-up, a retail location, or something else entirely. The point is that you're using the data to figure out where the opportunity actually is before making that investment. So it's pretty simple what the big takeaway is here. Don't let that raw customer volume dictate where you get to target. Let the customer quality guide you. And that's exactly what the locations report is designed to help you uncover.